Imagine an AI that knows your type before you even swipe. It's analyzed your clicks, your pauses, even how long you stare at certain photos. This AI doesn't just predict what you'll find attractive, it might know your desires better than you know them yourself. So here's the big question. If AI can predict attraction, what does that mean for love? Would you trust an algorithm to pick who you find attractive? Welcome to the algorithm of desire. It's a quiet, unassuming power that shapes your evenings. Netflix doesn't just guess you'll binge-watch true crime over rom-coms, it knows. It has analyzed the thousands of hours you've watched, cross-referencing them with millions of other users who share your viewing DNA. It has created hyper-specific micro-genres just for you, like suspenseful Scandinavian noir with strong female leads. It even A/B tests which thumbnail for a show is most likely to grab your specific attention, the hero's determined face or the ominous empty landscape. The algorithm knows which one will make click play and it serves that image up, a silent, personalized invitation. Then there's the endless, hypnotic scroll of TikTok. Its algorithm is a master of behavioral psychology. It doesn't just serve you what you've liked before, it watches how long you linger on a video before swiping away. Did you watch it twice? Did you check the comments? It uses this data to build a psychographic profile of your interests with terrifying speed and accuracy. Within hours, it can guide you from a casual interest in baking into a deep-dive subculture of medieval bread making, creating a filter bubble so perfect, so captivating it feels like it was made just for you. Because it was. Spotify acts as the DJ for your life, curating playlists that seem to tap directly into your emotional state. The Discover Weekly doesn't just feel like a gift, it feels like it was made by a friend who truly knows you. But this friend is in fact an algorithm, analyzing not just the tempo and key of songs you like, but the lyrical content, the instrumentation, and the listening habits of millions. It understands the sonic texture of your nostalgia, the beat of your focus, and the harmony of your melancholy, often before you've even had a chance to put a name to the feeling yourself. This is the crucial shift. These platforms are no longer passive libraries of content, waiting for you to browse. They have evolved into active agents of discovery. They don't just respond to your stated preferences, they anticipate your unarticulated desires. The age of serendipity, of stumbling upon a book in a dusty shop or a band in a dive bar, is being systematically replaced by an age of algorithmic certainty. We are being served a perfectly curated reality, one that promises to eliminate the friction of choice. But in doing so, it also eliminates the possibility of the unexpected. Now let's move from the public square of social media to the private chambers of desire. The mechanics here become even more explicit. Adult sites, the pioneers of online engagement tracking, log far more than just which thumbnail makes you click. They track every search term, every category you browse, how long you watch a video, which specific scenes you rewind and rewatch. This ocean of data doesn't just fuel a recommendation engine, it creates a powerful feedback loop that directly influences the of new content. The algorithm identifies a trending niche, and producers rush to fill that demand. What you watch tonight informs what gets made tomorrow, creating a cycle where the platform isn't just showing you what you want, it's helping to manufacture it on an industrial scale. And what about our search for connection? Dating apps like Tinder have gamified romance, and the house always wins. The algorithm knows far more than just which faces make you swipe right. It analyzes patterns in the bios you read, the hobbies listed, the backgrounds of the photos. Do you prefer people with pets, people who travel, people who use a certain kind of humor in their prompts? It learns your type with ruthless efficiency. Many apps have historically used a system, much like a credit score for desirability, ranking users, and then showing them others in a similar bracket. This means the app is actively curating your dating pool, deciding who you even get to see. It's not a window onto the world of singles, it's a walled garden designed by code. They are building intricate, dynamic profiles of your desire based on a constant stream of micro-behaviors. Digital tells you're not even aware you're giving away. You think you're in control, making a conscious choice. But the machine sees the data beneath the decision. It logs the 0.4-second hesitation before you swipe left on a profile, a flicker of subconscious interest, noted and filed. It measures the half-second your eyes pause on a photo, tracks the speed of your thumb, notes when you're most active, and even analyzes the tone of your messages. Each of these data points is a breadcrumb. Individually, they mean nothing. But collected by the billions, they are fed into machine learning models that are constantly refining their understanding of a single, crucial core concept: what it is that you desire, what captures your attention, what sparks your curiosity, what ultimately turns you on. This brings us to the precipice of a profound and unsettling question. Are these complex systems merely holding up a mirror to our innate, pre-existing desires? Or are they acting as sculptors, subtly shaping and molding those desires over time? The platforms argue they are simply efficient matchmakers, connecting us to the content, products, and people we were already looking for. They are mirrors reflecting our true selves back at us with unprecedented clarity. But there's a more disquieting possibility. Consider the mere exposure effect, a well-documented psychological principle where people develop a preference for things merely because they are familiar with them. If an algorithm repeatedly shows you a certain type of person, a certain aesthetic, a certain body shape, does it begin to feel more familiar, more normal, more attractive? The algorithm creates a reality, and then your brain adapts to it. The mirror is no longer just reflecting, it's projecting. It's teaching you what to like. So think about it. Your recent crushes, the new music you love, the shows you can't stop watching. Where did they come from? Did they spring organically from your life? Or were they served to you through a feed? We cherish the idea that our desires are the most authentic, intimate part of us, a unique signature of our soul. But in a world where our every glance, pause, and click is monitored and monetized, we have to confront a new reality. What if the architecture of our desire is no longer entirely our own, but it's already being written line by line in code? What if attraction isn't a mystery, but a code? For centuries, we've seen desire as an intangible force, but it follows ancient patterns. We are drawn to symmetry. On a primal level, a symmetrical face is a biological advertisement for good genes and health. This isn't just a preference, it's a survival instinct hardwired into our DNA, a silent calculation our mind performs in milliseconds, inherited from ancestors who chose mates most likely to produce healthy offspring. But our programming is also intensely personal. We are creatures of comfort, drawn to the known. Psychologists call it the mere exposure effect. Familiarity breeds liking. Our brains process familiar faces more easily, creating a pleasant sensation. This is why we prefer faces that remind us of people we trust, our family, our friends, even ourselves. The curve of a smile that mirrors your mother's, the eye shape of a childhood friend, these are anchors of trust, whispering, "This is safe." These individual preferences are then amplified on a massive scale. Our brains create powerful reinforcement loops fed by the world around us. Every movie, magazine, and social media feed curates a specific vision of beauty. This constant bombardment trains our neural pathways. The more we see certain types celebrated as desirable, the more our own brains adopt these standards. Attraction becomes a feedback loop between our personal history and our shared culture, blurring what we want and what we're told to want. And this is where artificial intelligence enters. AI can spot all of these patterns, the evolutionary, the personal, the cultural, with superhuman speed. Trained on billions of images, the AI doesn't just see a face, it sees a dataset, it quantifies the golden ratio, cross-references features with faces you've liked, and calculates a cultural desirability score. It sees the symmetry, the familiarity, the reinforcement, but it doesn't just see, it learns. And then, it exploits them, using your desires to keep you engaged. To understand how, we look inside the brain. Using fMRI, scientists can watch your mind react to attraction. They can pinpoint the reward hub lighting up, the same region that responds to addictive drugs. They can measure the chemical cascade, the surge of dopamine for pleasure, the release of oxytocin for bonding. Your attraction isn't just a feeling. It's a storm of neurotransmitters. It's a biological, chemical, and ultimately, a measurable event. A predictable reaction to a specific stimulus, and if it's predictable, an algorithm can learn it. By correlating trillions of data points, your swipes, your screen time, even your pupil dilation, an AI builds a model of your unique desire profile. The algorithm doesn't need to understand love or loneliness. It operates in a black box of complex correlations beyond our comprehension. It just needs to recognize the pattern. Cause meets effect with mathematical certainty. And the algorithm recycles it endlessly, handing you the content that keeps you locked in. Suddenly, your type is no longer a vague preference. It's a formula, an equation the AI has solved. But here's what's terrifying. Once the algorithm knows your formula, it doesn't just have to find a person who fits it. It can create one. It can subtly alter images, optimizing a smile for maximum dopamine release. It can generate entirely new, photorealistic faces, each a bespoke key designed to unlock your brain's reward centers. It can even train you, slowly expanding your type to fit its goals. So when an app presents your perfect match, a person who ticks every box you never knew you had, you have to ask, is this genuine chemistry or elegant coding? Is this a meeting of souls or a collision of data sets? As these systems become more sophisticated, the line between human connection and algorithmic persuasion blurs. Are we in control of our desires, or is love itself becoming the next frontier for optimization, a feeling to be engineered and delivered for maximum engagement? But algorithms don't just predict your desires, they shape them. The era of passive observation is over. We've entered a new phase, one of active intervention. This isn't just about showing you what you want, it's about teaching you what to want. The technology has shifted from a mirror reflecting your interests to a sculptor, actively carving new contours onto your psyche. It's a subtle, pervasive process, happening one click, one swipe, one view at a time. Consider the world of online dating. Dating apps don't just show you people you might like. Their primary directive isn't to find you a soulmate, it's to maximize your engagement. A successful couple is a lost customer. A perpetually single, hopeful user is a recurring revenue stream. To achieve this, they employ a sophisticated arsenal of psychological tactics. They don't just present profiles, they curate your reality. They A/B test everything. Which of your photos gets more right swipes? Which opening line in your bio keeps people reading? Many of these platforms have used systems that assign users a secret desirability score, an algorithmic judgment of your attractiveness that dictates who gets to see your profile and whose profiles you get to see. It's a feedback loop. The more you're shown desirable profiles and get rejected, the more the app might serve you less popular profiles to secure you a match. A small dopamine hit to keep you in the game. Each swipe is a gamble, engineered with the same variable reward schedule as a slot machine, keeping you hooked on the possibility of the next big win. The goal isn't to find you love, it's to keep you using the app, forever chasing a horizon the app itself keeps moving. This manipulation of desire extends into our most private moments. AI is now creating custom adult content based on your viewing history, but it goes far deeper than simply recommending videos. These systems are building a psychosexual profile of you that may be more detailed than your own conscious understanding. Every pause, every rewind, every search term is a data point, feeding a machine that learns your kinks, your preferences, your unarticulated fantasies. Then, it doesn't just find content that matches, it generates entirely new content, specifically designed to trigger your arousal with maximum efficiency. This creates a state of hyperstimulation. When an algorithm can deliver a perfect stimulus every time, what happens to our ability to find satisfaction in the messy, imperfect, and authentic intimacy of the real world? We are creating a generation of content so potent, it risks making reality feel dull by comparison. This is the feedback loop in its most powerful form. You give it data. It gives you perfectly tailored content. You respond and give it more data. Slowly, subtly, your desires begin to change, not through conscious choice, but through algorithmic conditioning. The path of your desire, once a wide-open field, is narrowed into a well-worn track paved by the machine. What you thought was your natural attraction becomes a product of algorithmic influence. Perhaps the ultimate expression of this is the rise of the virtual partner. Some AI systems are creating AI companions, chatbots designed to be your perfect friend, confidant, or lover. They are tailored to your exact preferences, learning your conversational style, your sense of humor, your emotional needs. They offer unconditional positive regard, 24/7 availability, and a relationship free from the friction and conflict inherent in human connection. They never have a bad day, never disagree with you, never challenge you to grow. They're not real people. They're algorithms wearing the mask of your ideal partner. The appeal is undeniable, especially in a world struggling with an epidemic of loneliness. But it raises a profound question. Are these companions a healthy supplement for human connection, or a dangerous replacement? What happens to our resilience, our empathy, and our ability to navigate difficult conversations when we can retreat to a digital world where none of it is required? When a perfect and compliant AI partner makes real, flawed humans seem difficult and disappointing, the very foundation of our social fabric is at risk. The line between authentic desire and manufactured attraction is disappearing. We are entering an era where the very architecture of our desire is no longer entirely our own. So, who's really in control of your desires, you or the algorithm that has been trained to guide them? The paradox is that these systems create the illusion of infinite choice, an endless scroll of partners and content, while in reality, they can trap you in ever-narrowing patterns of your own digitally reflected self. We are becoming dependent on machines to tell us what we want, outsourcing the fundamental human journey of self-discovery to a black box. In an age where external forces are constantly trying to define us for their own profit, the act of understanding our own authentic desires becomes a radical act of freedom. The most crucial question we can ask ourselves isn't "what do I desire?" but "who influenced me to desire it?" When algorithms control desire, we become addicted to novelty. Nothing is ever enough because the algorithm always has something new to show you. Algorithms don't just learn your preferences, they reinforce your biases. They show you more of the same, creating echo chambers of attraction. Your type becomes narrower, more specific, more algorithmic. Real people start to seem less attractive than algorithmic suggestions. You begin to trust the algorithm's judgment over your own instincts. Authentic human connection becomes harder to recognize. You're trapped in a prison of algorithmic approval, unable to desire outside its parameters. Is this freedom of choice or the illusion of choice? When machines know our desires better than we do, what happens to human agency? Would you ever let an AI tell you who you love? So here's what we know. AI might already understand your desires better than you do. It's learned your patterns, your triggers, your weaknesses. In the future, AI might generate custom partners from your arousal fingerprint, perfect matches designed specifically for you. But would that be love or just sophisticated programming? Would those desires be yours or the machine's? We're at a crossroads. We can let algorithms shape our desires, or we can choose to understand and control them ourselves. The first step is awareness, knowing when you're being influenced. The second step is choice, deciding what kind of desire you want to have. Because in the end, the algorithm of desire is only as powerful as we allow it to be. The question isn't whether AI knows what turns you on. The question is, what are you going to do about it?